summer construction season is underway in Colorado. And at 29 kilometers, the South Gap project is the state's longest construction zone. The 4-year, $400 million plus endeavor is widening Interstate 25 south of Denver and adding 9 new bridges, 5 of them for trucks and cars.
This part of the highway had not made any improvements in since the 50s. So all these bridges were in need of repair.
The words bridges in need of repair have become all too common. The American Society of Civil Engineers says 42% of the country's 617,000 bridges are at least 50 years old. It rates 7.5% of them structurally deficient. It gives the U.S. a C grade when it comes to these vital overpasses.
You can delay work for so long, and you can patch a bridge and you can rehab a bridge, but at some point bridges just need to be replaced.
Consultant Preston Petty says bridges break down in various ways.
The most typical cause is probably failure of the concrete.
Water and road treating chemicals get into cracks, causing erosion. Older bridges with shallow foundations take a pounding during big storms.
The erosive forces are huge.
Steve Harrelson, chief engineer of the Colorado Department of Transportation, says membranes to keep out moisture help.
We can retrofit that onto bridge decks, and that's something that we do. But you have to do it before it's gone too far.
The key is avoiding failures like the 2007 Minneapolis bridge collapse, which killed 13 people.
I think there's one in Memphis right now that has been closed because there's cracks in it, and I think that's Interstate 40. These are symptoms of the same disease.
Colorado relies on what's called a bridge asset management model, which predicts bridge decay and helps determine which structures are replaced first. This viaduct in Denver is being torn down right now.
You stood under that thing and it was scary, and that was a 50-year-old bridge. We've taken care of it.
Harrelson believes his state has made progress in recent years, but much more needs to be done. Major federal help with costs, like that provided after World War II, he says, would be a big step forward. He warns many structures in the U.S. built to last 50 to 75 years are living on borrowed time.
I was built in the early 60s. I'm not what I was 10 years ago, and I'm 10 years from now, I'll be completely falling apart. So these bridges are exactly the same way. We're looking at a potential crisis if we don't recognize that.
Meantime, the South Gap project chugs along.
This particular section is tricky because there's 4 structures in close proximity within a half mile, and we have to build 4 bridges basically at the same time,
while keeping traffic delays to a minimum. Any inconvenience, many say, is a small price to pay when it comes to these essential parts of our road and highway system. Hendrik Sabrandi, CGTN, Denver.